Welcome, everyone, to Game 3 of the first round of the Western Conference playoffs on EA Sports. From Smoothie King Center in downtown New Orleans, tonight, it's the New Orleans Pelicans taking on the Phoenix Suns. Alongside Jay Williams, I'm Ed Cohen. Jay, you look at the Suns as they enter play. They held their ground in the first two games at their place. Now the test begins as they take the 2-0 lead on the road.
And you know, the first two games held the form, but now the series shifts. So this crowd is going to need to give them everything they can for an advantage. Even though this isn't a must-win, they need to play like it is because you don't want to be down 3-0.
McCollum has a look. Cashes in. Someone has to get into a zip code.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Into the front court, it's Booker, just getting started in Game 3. DeAndre Ayton to Mikal Bridges. Yes, tough shot. It's got to go up to go in.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Oh, the Suns come up with the steal.
Pick up that sense of urgency. Here's a chance to break the tie.
JaVale McGee sets him up. Pelicans have it.
It's early. Get a good quality shot here.
Ingram picked up by Booker. To Valanciunas. Going to launch beyond the arc. Good closeout. Jonas Valanciunas finds a way.
Ooh, welcome to the new reality. Positionless basketball. Bigs are now PGs with the ability to drain threes.
To Paul. Lobs it up. Lays it in off the alley-oop pass.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Valanciunas.
Oh, he sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. Knocked loose. Oh, the hustle keeps the ball in play. To McCollum. Has a chance. Shot by McCollum won't go.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great.
Got a piece of him.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. And look out. Big finish at the rim.
And that transition offense was flawless when guys fan out and actually fill the lanes with a sense of urgency. You heard me correctly, a sense of urgency. You will get a great shot every possession.
Here comes the screen. Mikal Bridges. Gets a shot up off the mark. The follow won't go either. McCollum into the front court. Up by 3. Paul into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Booker against the Lehigh product. Free throws coming up.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number 1, to see if they'll get caught. And number 2, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
DeAndre Ayton at the line. And he connects on the first free throw. 2 for 2 on that trip. Nance to McCollum. Here's a chance from long range. Now that's a contest. Booker with it. Down a point. Paul looking for his man. Flushes down the slam.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Tosses. A pass stolen by Phoenix. McGee powers it through.
Just wait a second, Ed. Wait 1 second. Can we go back to the play before this great play that we just saw? Just because you have a bad offensive possession, you can't allow that to go down and reciprocate itself on the defensive end. One bad play does not make two bad plays. You have to bounce back. That's how you play this game.
Phoenix with it. Mikal Bridges. JaVale McGee. To Paul. Deep left corner. Taken by the Pelicans. To McCollum. Throws it up. Throws it down off the alley-oop pass. Jay, no question. There's an unspoken bond there.
Just on the same wavelength. And how about this? Sometimes a bad pass is a great pass when you have somebody as athletic as that can catch that anywhere and slam it down.
For three, Mikal Bridges forced that one. Well defended. To McCollum. Kicks it outside. JaVale McGee rejects it. They'll recover. 3 to shoot. It's good. Defense has to pick things up.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start jogging back on defense before the ball even goes through the net, that speaks for itself.
Mikal Bridges to Booker. Down for McGee. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
JaVale McGee trying to cash in on a three-point play. History not on his side. 58% from the line. The free throw is good. It's back to a one-point game. JaVale McGee snatching it out of the air.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Valanciunas. He made his first effort, but not that time. DeAndre Ayton to Booker. Here's CP3. Off the mark. Well contested.
And that's how you close out on a shooter with a sense of urgency. The shooter was more worried about his landing space than he was his shot.
No, I missed a short one there. Mikal Bridges. Goes to the right side. Baseline drive. On the basket, but his shot won't go. JaVale McGee tips it.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Paul. JaVale McGee to Mikal Bridges. Five on the shot clock for Phoenix. Fires the three. Gets it to go. And the foul.
The most important part for the offensive player is to create space. If you can create space, you can find your rhythm. And that's what we saw.
DeAndre Ayton with a chance at a four-point play. Hasn't missed yet. Count that one, and a 4-point trip. New Orleans going to take it up. Sizing up the defense with a drop step. How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake.
Old school equals high percentage.
Mikal Bridges. DeAndre Ayton to Mikal Bridges. The Suns with 4 to shoot. Lets it fly from long range, and the rebound comes down to the Pelicans. Clark with it. Down by 1. Knocked loose. Clark picked up by Paul. It's blocked.
You see, that's why you never give up on the play, Ed. You always stay in the game.
Reminiscent of LeBron on Iguodala. Valanciunas matched up with Paul. Phoenix has the ball. Passed it off. Jonas Valanciunas swats it. Give him 2 points. High percentage. He has that sixth sense that you just can't teach.
He's like a traffic cop, and he's navigating a myriad of bodies coming his way. And there's a smaller innuendo of the game that nobody talks about. When he makes a great pass, he'll tell the offensive player, shoot it, go up, dunk it. He will direct you and lead you to success.
Down to 5. Down to 4 to shoot. Just off the mark.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
Paul goes to the left side. To Paul. See Darius Thornwell. Huge block.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
To Valanciunas. Jonas Valanciunas. He's now 5 for 6. Suns control the possession. Mikal Bridges. To Paul. Tight space with the crossover to Mikal Bridges. Trying to cash in. Jumper's good.
I mean, I don't know how much better the defense has to play you on that one. The guy was right in your grill, and you still knocked it down.
Whistle stops play. Timeout New Orleans as they'll discuss matters in what's now a 3-point game. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Has a look. A shot no good there for Ingram. Now Paul with the basketball. Leads 3. Right time, right player.
Can't teach height.
Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. With the rock, it's Chris Paul. Ooh, Chris Paul. Tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make. When you look at playmakers in the last decade plus, what sets Chris Paul apart?
He always puts you in a position to succeed. He leads because he's vocal, and when he directs and he guides, there is nobody better at the position than CP3.
Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Had a difficult first quarter. Couldn't really find his rhythm, but you got 3 more left to play.
Booker to Paul. Count it. No and one. There was some contact there.
Ed, all this talk I heard over the summer, what about CP3's hamstring? Will he be able to get back his first step? Will he still have it? There you go.
Here comes the screen. Nance. Suns with the basketball. Finger roll, finishing with finesse. Deep three at the buzzer. And the reward, he's going to the line.
Ed, the reality is that good jump shooters know how to get those calls. Overall, though, there's less flopping in the game, which is great. But there's something uncanny about certain players' abilities to get those calls on a regular basis.
And he hits the second. Hits all 3 free throws. Long heave from 3/4 court. That's the end of one here in game number 3. Jay and I back with more after this. This is the first round of the West playoffs on EA Sports. Second quarter set to start. This is what we like. This game is certainly in the balance.
And when both teams are playing at this level, it just continues to reaffirm that I was excited to watch both of these teams play this entire week. It's been a solid game so far, but this has a chance to be a great one down the stretch.
Now ready for a couple of free throws.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
First one goes down. Goes 2 for 2. Here's Paul, controlling the offense. To Mikal Bridges. Shindarius Thornwell sends it away.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
New Orleans down to 4 on the shot clock. Has a chance. Shot's no good. You have to like the confidence, but that was a difficult shot. Paul across the timeline. Leads a bucket. Screen coming. It's Paul for 2. Ooh, Chris Paul. He's 5 for 10, shooting 50%. There's a sixth sense there that you just can't teach.
If you're a player on the same team with CP3, you should be taking that point guard out to dinner every single night. There's something to be said about a guard that makes the game way easier for you to be even more of an efficient offensive player.
Into the front court, it's Booker. The lead is 2. Paul gets a look, can't hit. It's Phoenix ball. Chance for Chris Paul. It goes down. He improvises and scores.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Here comes the screen. Nance. Shot clock coming down to 4. Down to 3. Doesn't have the touch. No good.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
Tough shot and nearly a chance at a three-point play. No foul.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
On the shot clock for Phoenix. Chance for Paul. Open look, and he buries it. Defense has to wake up.
Man, if we were at Rucker Park right now, everybody would be wilding on the court. Guaranteed.
Here comes the screen. Nance. No, the Suns come up with the steal.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
Nothing going here on that drive. Here's CP3. Not that time. Doesn't get the bounce. Oh, and a putback.
He's a relentless scorer. It doesn't matter if you stop him once. He's going to keep coming at you time and time again.
Now a whistle. We'll get a timeout from Phoenix as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a two-point basketball game. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. JaVale McGee to Paul.
Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Fires the three, an example of why he's a 3-and-D guy. Mikal Bridges, tough shot.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Larry Nance Jr. at the line for a chance at a three-point play. He's perfect from the line so far. Free throw good as he finishes off the three-point play. They're back within a bucket. Paul into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Mikal Bridges. McGee powers it through.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
To Valanciunas. JaVale McGee pins it.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
Knocks down the first. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. It's Suns ball. Mikal Bridges to Paul. Knocked loose. And that'll be out of bounds. Last touch by the Pelicans. So it stays with Phoenix. DeAndre Ayton to Paul. The Suns with 4 to shoot. Booker to Paul. Beyond the arc for 3. Chris Paul is going to get 3 shots here. A career 86% from the line. First one, counted. Knocks down the second free throw. Three for 3. Nice. Pelicans have the basketball. Valanciunas to McCollum. Trying to cash in. Shot by Ingram misses. Booker with it. Lead stands at 7. To Paul. The drive. Right to the basket. From the outside. No good.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
DeAndre Ayton. To Mikal Bridges. DeAndre Ayton. To Mikal Bridges. It's Paul for 2. And a putback slam.
Woo, that's nasty right there.
It's Pelicans ball. Nance. To Valanciunas. Screen coming. Takes stock of the floor. Valanciunas. To McCollum. Spins and scores.
We got to tell our producer in the truck, you got to tag that highlight.
To Paul. Larry Nance Jr. sends it away.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Booker. Ball's tied up. Neither player wants to give it up. The official's ready. Let's see who can take the jump. To Valanciunas. Nice pass to get things going.
There's certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Mikal Bridges. Pelicans basketball. Valanciunas guarded by Devin Booker. To McCollum. From long range. Can't go down. Smothering defense.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Booker To Mikal Bridges. Has a look. He connects with the step back.
If you're coaching against this player, you have to throw some fake traps, some fake schemes. How are you making this player think instead of just naturally reacting?
Here comes the screen. To Valanciunas. Won't go. Into the front court. It's Booker. Up 5. Paul. To Mikal Bridges. Tough make through traffic.
Defenders had no chance on that one. That's why we call it the elite tier.
To McCollum. Nance. To Valanciunas. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. He engulfed him that time. Brandon Ingram knocked it away.
Oh, some fans should take that ball home as a gift.
That's a souvenir.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
JaVale McGee. And that'll be out of bounds. Last touch by the Pelicans. Paul. With a drop step. Goes reverse to lay it in. Nance. To Valanciunas. McCollum. That won't go.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
And the rebound comes down to New Orleans. To Valanciunas. He connects off the step back.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Mikal Bridges to Paul. Mikal Bridges to Paul. Deep two there, won't go. To Valanciunas. With a drop step. With the basket after a nice drop step.
Big shout out to the athletic trainer for this team. It's obvious you've been doing all the preparation required of your team in the weight room in the offseason. Flex on them a little bit.
Here comes the screen. Larry Nance Jr. able to recover with the block. Has a chance. Can't connect. Defense did its job that time. So the two teams will head to the locker room as we reach the break here in game number 3. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
I'm Jalen Rose, and this is your EA Sports Halftime Report. The Suns have themselves a close game after 2 quarters. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers to the Phoenix Suns. The Pelicans aren't down by too much at the half. And that deficit is a negative, of course, but I do see it positive. I really like how they move the ball, keeping each other involved offensively. They've got a nice flow to their game today. These are the guys getting buckets for the New Orleans Pelicans.
Game track. Assists.
We're seeing unselfish basketball in this matchup, with each team turning good shots into great shots. These squads really know how to let it flow.
Player of the half.
Chris Paul was lighting up the scoreboard in the first half, and I'm not sure the defense will be able to figure out what it'll take to slow him down. He looks like he's in a zone.
Who was cold?
No one wants to be picked for this segment, but he couldn't avoid it. Maybe he'll turn things around in the second half. Here are the top plays from the opening half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Back to Ed and Jay to bring you the second half action.
Phoenix with it. And he finishes at the rim.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
It goes down.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
To Booker. JaVale McGee. Now to Booker, down low. Can't miss those. Takes it coast to coast, and the strong finish at the rim.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Booker sizing up McCollum. Nothing going here on that drive. Look out, Devin Booker. Small sample size, but making the most of it. He's 1 for 2.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Count the bucket for 2.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
Down for McGee. Able to convert inside.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
New Orleans will take it up. To Valanciunas. McCollum. 4-3. Where's the chatter? No one was even close to him.
Consistency wins a game. Sometimes you have to double down. I'm sure that's what their coach told them to do in the locker room. Keep shooting your shot.
Look out, Devin Booker. Quiet night, but 2 for 3 in the contest right now.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Here comes the screen. No good.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket, you're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Here comes the screen. Valanciunas. Scores from the post.
And the last 10 sequences down the court, everybody's touched the ball. You don't see anybody with any kind of negative expressions on their face because everybody's eating.
Mikal Bridges to Paul. Brandon Ingram.
Whoa! Get that out of here.
Message sent, Jay. Mikal Bridges. Going to launch beyond the arc. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Not today. DeAndre Ayton to Mikal Bridges. Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
Here comes the screen. Five to shoot for the Pelicans. Booker with it. Up by 6. To Mikal Bridges. Valanciunas there for the board. McCollum with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. To Valanciunas. Here's a chance from long range. Good closeout. Jonas Valanciunas finds a way.
Today's league just throws that old school stuff out of the window. Why have twos when you can shoot threes? Even on fast breaks, guys spread out towards the three-point line instead of laying the ball easy at the rim.
Mikal Bridges. Five on the shot clock for Phoenix. Mikal Bridges to Paul. For 3. Chris Paul, veteran move. Well defended, still buries the 3.
Yeah, and what we're seeing is a brilliant offensive display. You have ball movement, player movement, and great shooting to top it off. You get those 3 things going, you're going to be a dynamic offensive unit.
Paul with it up top. Leads 4. To Mikal Bridges. Nothing going here on that drive. No good. No daylight. Great defense.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
Valanciunas. New Orleans down to 4 on the shot clock. Fires the 3. Shot off the mark. Good defense. Paul into the front court. They lead it. 4-point game. Nothing going here on that drive. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
For a smaller player, you have to be more creative with your imagination when you finish with those shots around the rim. for the audience, that may look difficult, but for the player himself, that's what they practice every single day.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
There's no better feeling after a game after you had 25-plus assists and you won the game, and everybody recognizes that it's time for their bank accounts to get rewarded.
Paul. To Booker. Jonas Valanciunas rejects it. That's his third block this evening. Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Booker. To Paul. Trying to cash in. Shot by Paul, no good.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
Throws it down.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size. But in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Chance for Chris Paul, and he knocks it down. Jay, nice look right there.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
To Valanciunas. Has a look. Jumper's good. Hayden into the front court. Leads up bucket. Slams it down.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Has a chance. Ingram's shot won't go.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle on that landing.
Booker to Paul. Doesn't have the touch. No good. And the finish. Slam dunk. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Paul. And knocks it down. Jay, for the defender, tough to gamble once the ball's behind the arc.
Well, that change is inevitable. And one of the things that continues to fascinate me about this game, usually when you see a good three-point shooting team, their shoulders are square to the basket. That's no longer the case in today's game. These guys are off balance, they're moving different ways, yet they still have extreme shot-making ability.
To Valanciunas. Count the basket. A lot of contact. No foul.
So many times you can tell if a player is going to finish before he even gets to the rim. Did you see that look on his face? That was the look of a three-point play. You always going in think you can get more at the rim.
Shot from the lane won't go. To Valanciunas. Can't connect from in close. Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. Lets it fly from long range. Had made his first couple, but he misses there. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat 5. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
Hey, watch the screen.
To Valanciunas. Shot clock winding down. Valanciunas. Trying to cash in. Not that time. Now Paul with the basketball. Up 5. To Booker. Baseline drive. From the outside, no good.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
To Valanciunas. Screen coming. 5 to shoot for the Pelicans. Now a step back.
When the ball is in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Spins and scores. Late heave to beat the buzzer. That's the end of the third quarter. The Suns have the lead. It's the Pelicans with the basketballs. We start the fourth quarter. They trail to this point, but you'd have to say this one's up for grabs.
And the new style we play with in this league, all it takes is 3 quick threes, and you're right back in the ball game.
To Valanciunas. Here comes the screen. To Valanciunas. Fires the three, buries it on the catch and shoot.
We love to break this game down analytically. We even love to break it down more psychologically. But sometimes it's just about settling into the game. Seemed like in the first half, things were rushed. Now we finally see them have their composure and their poise.
DeAndre Ayton. And the Pelicans able to clear the rebound. He's fouled. Nice move that time, and he's going to the line for 2.
No, no, no. I'll tell you, the team that makes the little mistakes, like committing unnecessary reach-in fouls like that, will be the team that ends up with the L.
Brandon Ingram, a couple of free throws on the way. A career 65% free throw shooter. And hits the first free throw. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Paul across the timeline. Our score all even here in the fourth quarter. Jonas Valanciunas snatching it out of the air. Fourth this contest. New Orleans has it. Oh, you could sense that coming.
There is a premium market for players with that type of hand-eye coordination.
Paul. Oh, nice find for the basket.
This is where I go back into player mode. If a dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
Paul into the front court. Lead is 2. Active fans to stay with it. We'll get a jump. New blood coming in for both sides. Here comes the screen. Deep 2 there, won't go. Into the front court, it's Booker. 2-point advantage. Now pass, stolen by the Pelicans.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
First free throw is good. able to convert on both free throws. Phoenix has the ball. JaVale McGee to Mikal Bridges. Down for McGee. Able to convert inside.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in the zone by himself.
Ingram picked up by Booker. Nothing going here on that drive. To McCollum. New Orleans down to 4 in the shot clock. McCollum beyond the arc for 3. Brandon Ingram is going to get a chance at 3 here. Hasn't missed yet. And he connects on the first free throw. It's a second. One more coming. And he cashes in at the line. 3 for 3. Suns control the possession. DeAndre Ayton to Paul. Nice finish at the rim.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in the defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
And he buries it. Jay upping the ante from beyond the arc.
Think about how smart of a play that is, to have the awareness to get behind the three-point line off the step back.
They'll take 3 over 2 any day of the week. Brandon Ingram tips it.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
To McCollum. Valanciunas. He shoots. Off the mark. Paul with it up top. His guys find themselves trailing by a bucket. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
It's so difficult to block a guy like that with that kind of athleticism and length. Your timing almost has to be perfect, but pretty much there's no stopping him when he's around the rim.
Here comes the screen. To Valanciunas. Down to 5 on the 24. Almost, but no good.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
Mikal Bridges, they get it down to Paul. Off the mark. Knocked loose. Picked up by the Suns.
Neck and neck. They couldn't get anything on that possession. Let's see if we can get a bucket in transition.
And he'll go to the foul line.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
Oops. He missed the first one. And he's able to hit the second after missing that first one. McCollum into the front court. His guys now trailing by a point. To Valanciunas. C.J. McCollum. C.J. McCollum. Tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Oh, great defense there, forcing the pickup. Valanciunas, a pass, stolen by Phoenix. Booker against the Lehigh product. New Orleans going to take it up. Rises for the slam.
You used to hear all these coaches talk about, we need players to run the floor. No, I don't need you to run the floor. I need you to run the floor with purpose. Those are two different things. When you run the floor in attack mode, that's when plays like this occur.
DeAndre Ayton to Paul. Has a look. Paul shot off the mark. Mikal Bridges to Paul. Has a chance. Paul shot. JaVale McGee. Putback's good.
Ed, I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
Add 2 points to the board.
The defender needs to do a better job of forcing a pickup there.
To Paul. To Booker. To the rim. Lays it up and in.
That might have been a little bit easier than expected there, considering the score.
To McCollum. From long range. A tough make there for C.J. McCollum. Can't fault the defender on that one.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot-making ability has been better. And sometimes for NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center their focus on the target, which is making the shot. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a real thing now.
He gets it.
Look at that, calm under pressure. You see a lot of guys rush those. Nice extra move there.
McCollum to the basket, but he's unable to finish. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Valanciunas giving you that size, giving you that length, a guy that can extend the defense. But you kind of forget that he was the 5th pick taken overall in 2011.
Paul. The pass set it all up.
But did you see the way he was able to do it, Ed? Did you see him constantly probe the defense by maintaining his dribble? Ultimately, if you keep your eyes on all the other defenders, they will lose track of where the ball is. That's where you slip a quick pass in for an easy dime.
Brandon Ingram swats it.
That kid can block out the sun, man.
To McCollum. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. That's good D. Shot no good. Great defense there, forcing the pickup. Paul. The Suns with 4 to shoot. 4-3. That's how you defend.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
McCollum. To Valanciunas. 5 to shoot for the Pelicans. From the painted area, won't go down. To Paul. And now he's going to shoot a few more as he's fouled going up for it.
I'm watching the coach's reaction right now, and I'll tell you, he's not going to be happy about that. The game comes down to the micro details. That wasn't a part of the plan right there.
First one goes down. And gets both to drop at the line. McCollum with the basketball. All tied up, just underway in this 4th quarter. Suns with the basketball. JaVale McGee. Pelicans have it.
It's time to take advantage of an extra possession.
To McCollum. And the Suns secure the rebound. Mikal Bridges to Paul. McCollum into the front court. All even here in the fourth. And count the basket.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Paul into the front court. He'll run the offense. Taken by the Pelicans.
I tried to work the clock here, but you have to take care of the ball in this possession.
To McCollum. Going to launch beyond the arc. He was all over him. DeAndre Ayton knocked loose. Pelicans have it. Valanciunas guarded by Devin Booker. It's Phoenix ball. It's a big finish.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Surveys the floor. McCollum with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. Curling inside, and he's fouled. He's going to the line for two.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
Knocks down the first. And he makes them both. Now the Suns coach gonna signal for a timeout. They trail by 2. And the question, do they look for the tie in overtime? Or do they go for it all with a 3? Oh, not a good pass as the Pelicans come up with it. Now they get the intentional foul. And this one not over yet. 2 huge free throws coming up in a 2-point game.
Smart play. You have fouls to use. Good way to manage the clock without burning the timeout.
First one, count it. Two for 2 on that trip. Now a whistle and a timeout for Phoenix. That's their second of the final 3 minutes. No more timeouts left the rest of the game. That misses with 2 seconds to go. It's the Pelicans who come away with the victory. They've taken a commanding lead in this best-of-7 series. 3 games to none. 1 victory left. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been the NBA Playoffs on EA Sports. Find out more at easports.com. Until next time, good night.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Pelicans did what great teams do best: finish. The defense in this matchup was outstanding. When they weren't blocking shots, they were making steals. And it all came together for a terrific win. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the New Orleans Pelicans. The Suns just couldn't close this one out. And even though they shot so well from the field, I bet they're only thinking about the shots they missed. This was a tough game to lose. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Phoenix Suns.
Game track. Field goals.
From an offensive standpoint, this was a quality game. The same can't be said for the defense. But still, it turned out to be an entertaining matchup.
Player of the game.
Jonas Valanciunas could not have been more impressive in this game. The way he scored the basketball looked like he was playing with kids in high school. These are the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
That does it for us. On behalf of the rest of the crew, good night.